A very good morning to all of you, and welcome to this GETI talk conducted by Global Education and Training Institute. Today, we have a very eminent and special speaker with us who has joined us all the way from Russia, Samara. She is Miss Landysh Pavlova, and today she is here with us to share her thoughts across on a very important and significant topic that she has chosen to speak on is secrets of teaching young learners online. Throughout this COVID time, we have been facing these challenges, especially with the younger generation and tiny tots, how to make them sit in front of the laptops or their gadgets and make them alert and vigilant about the online classes that are going on or any kind of online teaching that is going on. So here we have Miss Pavlova, who is here with us having 20 years of experience in teaching line, and she has been working with children for from the age group of 6 to the adults for the past 20 years. She is a self-employed online English teacher, a teacher trainer, a speaker at the international conference, and she holds the diploma of specialists in Russian and in English language. It's over to you, ma'am Pavlova, for this very vital talk that you are going to deliver us today.
So it's high time for me. Yep, if I understood correctly. Yep. Okay. So hello everyone, my colleagues, dear friends from different parts of this world. My name is Miss Landysh, and I'm from Russia. I am an English teacher. Some words about myself. I have been working as an English teacher for 20 years in general. Among of these years, 10 years I worked in a public school as a teacher and director of studies. 8 years I worked at a language center as a teacher and teaching method specialist. And last 2 years I've been working for myself as a private English teacher and only online. So my students are not only children, also they are adults. And but today I'm going to talk about the tips and tricks how to work with primary learners online. So during the last 2 years, I realized that my knowledge, it doesn't matter how long I worked as a teacher, I realized that teachers need to continue their education all the time. And that's why I'm going on running and doing some courses. And last year, I applied for the CELTP course, for example. Off and on, I participate in different teaching trainings. And today's session will dedicate to the types and tricks at work with primary learners online. I would like to share some thoughts and ideas which came into my mind within the process of learning. During last year's I thought that I lack knowledge about psychological and neuropsychological aspects, which is very necessary for teachers, and lack knowledge as a speech therapist, because we are as a teachers, we must help our students to develop their speaking skills. So let's start to talk about the first of all, it's very important for teachers to be and to be as important personality for our students. For that, what I usually do as a teacher, I participate in different kind of international projects as a volunteer. Um, I've visited some countries in Serbia, Spain, Germany, and so on. And I organize some speaking clubs with students and teachers from different countries. And it's very important to grow up as a personality, individuality, because it's necessary to be interesting as a person for our students. So the next aspect is a psychological aspect, because it's necessary. We need to know how to build the relationship between the teachers and our students. We need to know what to do if the students don't have a wish to talk with you, for example, if they don't have the they are letting go, they are letting down, and today they don't have a positive feelings to continue to run and participate in the at our classes. If they are upset because of some problems at home or at school, so exactly these are challenging moments for the teacher. Briefly, which kind of solutions I can give you. So don't forget that you were a kid as well, and it's your advantage. Use this knowledge, life experience, and intuition. Develop yourself as a personality. Don't be afraid of being funny, foolish, and childish sometimes at the classes with your primary learners. But additionally to it, the rules must be at the class, because the chaos possibly occurs during the lesson. So, and about the neuropsychological aspect, what is necessary to know that we must know about that the development of students contain three ways, three paths. It's self-regulation. We should develop of our students attention and self-control. These are key moments for effective and productive learning. And the last but not the least, it's the knowledge as a speech therapist, because how the speech is born, what should be done to start speaking, what does the process start with? We must know that the words, the first words which appear in the speaking process, these are nouns. The next one will be action verbs, and the third one adjectives. But you must remember, if you, as a teacher, every single lesson, you repeat only separated words and use the long list of vocabulary, the connected speech doesn't develop at that moment. You should use the chunks, the collocations to continue developing and increasing and assessing the students' speaking activity, speaking skill. So, and I would like to share with some tricks which I use every day at my classes. Yes, of course, online classes are different from offline classes, but I use a lot of a lot of exercises and activities which are usual and typical for offline classes. For example, I would like to start with the flashcards, using the flashcards. So you can use it every day, I think, at the offline classes, but you can use it at online classes. For example, with my students, we are learning some activities and hobbies and interests. And what we can do, we can use the flashcards to repeat these activities, and it will be the like collocations. Yeah, for example, it's not only the table tennis or ping pong; it's the activity playing ping pong, and you should use exactly the phrase. So then, after the reviewing the vocabulary with your students, you can use, I use these kind of aspects, yeah, these kind of keys. For example, the first one, what the students know, we say, I can do it or I can't do it. And you develop the speaking skill. I show these flashcards and this sign on the screen, and we repeat and drill these phrases again and again. And then we ask the questions: can you play ping pong, for example. Okay, the next one. The next step after the can, using the modal verb can, we use the verb like. What do you like doing? I like or I don't like, for example, catching fish. The next aspect, the next step, we're talking about the family members. I have got some flashcards of family members, and we use this kind of activity and talk about the third person. For example, mom, but we should remember we should add s sound to the verb. And I do this way: attach s with the clove speck and then put next to the picture. So mom likes, for example, playing football as activity. And we work with the ask the questions in pair, in groups, when I use the breakout rooms for that, for this kind of work, and ask each other, do you like, does your mom like playing football or eating ice cream, and so on and so on. So this is about the flashcards and some science which I use every class, every as a warm-up before the starting class. So the next one you can use to work with the vocabulary and for breaking ice, ask the questions and using these kind of toys, yeah, asking about the time, what time is it, complete the calendar, talk about the days of the week, and the favorite months, for example, about birthday, date of birth. And you can use these cards to develop the reading skill by the whole word, yeah, because it's really difficult for primary learners to remember it's how they should read it. It's the easiest one, but this one, it will be the most difficult for them. And we try to again and again, every class, every lesson, we are talking, I'll show these words and we match with their number, yeah, and we will try to remember how the word looks, yeah, how does it look, and try to remember the whole word. And we use reading by the whole words or with the using the visual memory. So the next, you can use different kind of um, materials like these when we're talking about the parts of body, and they are attached by the sticker. So this is the head, the body, the hand, and use the game, for example, like what have you got? In a circle, we use the same chunk. Yeah, I've got head. The second student use the same chunk, but use another part of body and say, I've got body, and so on and so on in a circle. And we review the all parts, not only one circle. Maybe you can make 2 or 3 rounds of this game, and then you are ready, the students are ready to play snowball game, like I've got the teacher said, I've got shoulders, for example. The first student repeat my parts of body, and then add their own word. For example, I've got shoulders and nose. The second student continue and said, I've got shoulders and nose and ears, for example, and so on, so on. This kind of game. You can use, it's my favorite one, activity. You can use their storytelling. So, not adapted, original English books, for example, like this. It's my favorite one, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. You can use this book when you are talking about and your students are learning days of the week, the names of the items of food, and this is very nice. And what should you do? What is very important if you use this activity? of course, it's the emotional and charismatic personality of the teacher. So at that moment, you should forget about that you are adult and deep into the story and show how the story is going on. Yeah? And that way the students should believe you that it's very interesting for you, and they will be motivated and engaged in the process. So for example, I like these sets of book, like I can read, you can use after the storytelling, you can use it as a for reading. And the sets about the Pete the cat, our favorite character. And you can use not only as a storytelling, you can use like a workshop. After the reading this story, we bake the cake. Bake the cake. The children do it at their own children, at their own kitchen with their parents, accompanied by the parents. Their parents help them at that moment, and it doesn't matter that we're online. Um, you can do it offline or online. It doesn't matter. We do it online, and it goes great. And for example, these kind of book by Eric Carle. Eric Carle's books are very interesting and very popular and famous among the English teachers and children. So the name of this book, From Head to Toe. Uh, it includes the vocabulary about the parts of body, for example, yeah, and actions, and the names of the animals. So you can see that not big and huge book, not a lot of phrases or sentences. They are not difficult, but how many activities, how many worksheets, how many work you can do with your students, and how high you can develop their skills, different kind of skills, reading skills, speaking skill, writing. They can, for example, change the names of the animals or action. And the structures, yeah, the grammar structure is used here, like I can do. What I can do it, or I cannot do it. You can use, of course, if we're talking about the storytelling, we can use different kind of puppets. And let's imagine you are one of these heroes, and you pretend that you are an owl, yeah, and you can ask the questions. You can introduce yourself as an owl. So this is my friend. Its name is, I don't know, Owl Brownie, for example, yeah. And the children can ask the questions about the age, about the hobbies, about the favorite food, color, and so on. Or different kind of hat which you can put on your head within within the lesson, yeah. And you can see it's moving, for example, the action. So if you are talking about farm animals, for example, it will be necessary for you. And if you work, I would like to say about the last moment, which I use a lot of features of online platform. Which kind you use? I use the Zoom, for example, and there are a lot of features of you can find there. For example, emojis, which you can use and show on your screen, and talk about also about hobbies and places in a town, for example, and play the games like guess what the place is it, where am I, for example, ask the questions, and drilling the structures and chunks, grammar chunks. And for example, you can use the backgrounds on that online platform. You can use the interactive whiteboard. It's very important moment. I think I'm sure that the teacher who can run her or his class only with the whiteboard and the chalk is the most professional person ever, the professional teacher. because on different kind of online platform there is the interactive whiteboard, and you can review the vocabulary. The students can draw the pictures, and we try to guess what's this and give definition of the place, and try help the other students, the partners, to guess what the place is it, for example. And for example, we draw the map. For example, we are learning places of town with my students, and we draw the map with one group and send this map to another group, and they try to guess what place the students from other group drew for them, and use this map for the next activities, like giving direction, or where is the place between, in front of. So I can say that a lot of activities, a lot of features, a lot of opportunities which you can use. And if you are interested in all of them, you can follow my Facebook or my Instagram, and where you can see more activities and more worksheets. I don't know how I work. So thank you for attention. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for having me here. I'm finished. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Miss Landysh Pavlova. And that was, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Landysh Pavlova, who had joined us all the way from Samara, Russia. And she discussed so interestingly and put forward her views across how to make the young, tiny tots be interested in online teaching with all those hand puppets and sock puppets and different materials, teaching aids that you can use even when you're not physically present with your students in a physical setup. For more such talks, please join us on Global Education and Training Institute platform, GETI Talks, which is founded by the education visionary Dr. Sunita Gandhi. And to join us for this disruptive education movement to bring around all the education leaders at the same platform. And for listening to more such talks, we invite you to be a partner with us in the disruptive literacy movement. Please mail us at scaleup@globaldream.guru, or WhatsApp or call us at 917408406000. Till we meet next, it's goodbye from each one of us here. Thank you so much for joining.